It's Meik Wiking.
Hello. A Viking that's a Dane. How are you?
I'm well.
Your book launched a million editorials, million articles in all the papers, especially the Sundays here. Did you expect it to cause such a stir?
No. So, I mean, when you write a book, you hope that somebody will read it. But the reception my books have received have been like, daydreaming on steroids. I didn't expect that it would be translated to 38 languages and sell more than 2 million copies. But
what's that feel
there
like?
there is a global interest in happiness. So I work at the Happiness Research Institute in Copenhagen,
right.
And I try to understand how can we measure the good life, why are some people happier than others, and how can we improve quality of life. And there is a global thirst for that.
Okay, the Happiness Research Institute. Okay, when did that come about? How is it funded? How many people are there? What's it like to work there?
Well, it was founded in 2013. We're 9 people, all trying to look at happiness from a scientific perspective. I know it sounds like a magical place, and Mondays are for puppies and Tuesdays are for ice cream, but we're trying to understand how can we create good conditions and improve quality of life.
But are they really? Are Mondays really for puppies and Tuesdays for ice cream?
I'm sorry to let you down. Yeah, no. So we
That's a shame.
So we look at happiness from a scientific point of view and try to understand how can we improve quality of life. And that's also what the books are about.
So we talk about this thing all the time, both off the air, on the air, with our friends and our families and our colleagues here, who are hopefully our friends too. And we think that, the less serious you take yourself, you can be focused on a task and you can be focused on a mission and you can be focused on a purpose or a higher purpose or whatever you like, and that's completely fine. And you can be fully present and give it your full attention, and that's completely fine too. But if you take anything, especially yourself, too seriously, that's where it all begins to go wrong. And if you don't, then you almost get happiness automatically.
Right. What I also wanted to underline, and that's with the new book, is I think a lot of people think of happy memories as something random, as something we just happen to achieve. But what I saw with the new book was it's actually an area we can influence. We can actually control to some extent what we and our children remember.
Okay, now you talk about first in the book a lot,
right.
Because first memories, if you go to university, the first week of the first term of the first year, you'll remember more of than perhaps almost the rest of all of it.
Right. So in the book, I look at what are the ingredients for happy memories. And we see that first time experiences are a common denominator.
Right.
And it's also one of the reasons why you and I experience that life seems to speed up as we get older. Time just seems to go quicker and quicker and quicker.
Because of repetition.
And one of the reasons for that is we don't have as many new experiences now in our 40s and in our 50s as we did when we were 15 and 21. So one of the recommendations in the book is seek out more new experiences. And it doesn't only have to be going to exotic places. It can also just be trying out a new dish or trying a new ingredient you have not tried before.
Because if it's an original idea, it exists in a different psychological time than something that you do habitually.
Right. If it's something you do again and again, you're not going to remember it the same way. But another thing we can do is we can actually be better at paying attention to when we are really happy. So I spoke to a Polish woman the other day about the book, and she remembered a time she was having dinner with her mom and her sister, and they're sitting down, they're having a really good time, they're eating this wonderful dish, and they have yellow flowers on the table, and her mother says, I hope you remember this moment.
And what about this? You talk about companies. What you go into companies
right.
to try and make companies happier?
Yeah, so we're working with a company in Copenhagen and turning them into a happiness lab, following the employees over time and seeing how different interventions will reduce stress, will increase job satisfaction and life satisfaction.
So what kind of things would you be talking about there?
Well, I mean, one of the things we could see that there was an issue with loneliness among the employees. So one of the initiatives the company has created are clubs where they go out to theaters and concerts and different things, but also do, for example, board games.
Well, you did not disappoint, did he?
No.
You are great. We love you. You've made us happy. Thank you very much indeed. All right, his job is done. Off he goes doing it somewhere else. Meik Wiking, and the brand new book is called The Art of Making Memories.
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show with Sky.